Hey, welcome to another video this week. Guess what? I know you are going through the corona thing. Some of you have started to think what could go wrong. Some of you are already panicking a little bit. And guess what? It is normal. It is normal. However, we have a choice, okay? I have got 10 points here that I want to share with you about how to transform your anxieties and fears into strategies that can give you progress, achievement, and growth. Listen, there's going to be two kinds of people out of this crisis. The people who are going to go down, the people who are going to thrive. I'm wondering who you're going to be, okay? You must find a way to thrive. You must find a way to say, you know what? Yes, I am fearful. Yes, I have anxiety. But guess what? I will find a way to make things happen through the coronavirus to get out to the other side when you are not just a person who has transformed yourself, but a person who has transformed your business and whatever else. So how do you, rather than worry about the coronavirus, how do you use this opportunity to thrive, to get out and make certain things happen? I have got 10 points for you. Now, this is also the time where, I've been talking about audacity. When I say audacity, I've got a niece of mine who says, no, it is not audacity, it is audacity, okay? Okay, this is the time for you to have audacity to say, you know what? I am going to make it through. Why? There are people who are depending on you. There are people who are looking up to you for you to step up, for you to do something different, okay? Things are never going to be the same. Whatever happens going forward, things are not going to be the same. However, this is also your time to either stop what you are doing and reinvent, or to get what you are doing and do something totally different, okay? So, 10 points to transform yourself, to transform the fears into anxiety, whether you're a leader, whether you're a small business owner, a family man, whatever it is, now is your time. So, point number one, focus on them. Focus on them rather than on yourself, okay? The only time you get deep into your anxiety is when you're totally focused on you. Find a way to focus on your customers. Find a way to focus on the people you serve. Find a way to ask yourself a question, hey, how can I help the people who are my clients? How can I help them to go to the next level? How can I help them to see a bigger picture? Okay, distract them from their fears by giving them something different to focus on. Crisis is across the world. Crisis across the entire industry that they perform in. So rather than focus on yourself and your product, focus on, hey, how can I be of service to these guys? How can I take them to the next level? And you'll be surprised how things begin to turn around. And when you begin to focus that, the brain begins to work totally different. There's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. When you focus on being of service and helping them, you will find ways of doing that, even when things don't look great at all, okay? Number two, okay? Progress is king. Forget about the difficulties. Find a way to begin doing something. Find a way to begin focusing on something, okay? This is the time to begin to grow. Are there difficulties? Yes. But the progress that you begin to make, because you've said, okay, I'm not going to focus on outside. I'm not going to focus on the problem. I'm going to focus on how I can serve. Next part is, rather than the difficulty of where we are, focus on progress. Why? It is like when you go to the gym. For you to get a muscle going, there's resistance, okay? There is a resistance. You've got to work the muscle. Now is the time for you to utilize the resistance to go to the next level, okay? Focus on progress rather than the difficulties, okay? Number three, okay, number one was focus on them rather than you. Number two, it is about progress, not about difficulties. Number three, when we look at it here, is the gold is in relationships. Forget about your product, because your product doesn't matter right now. What matters is the relationships. Your relationships with your customers, with your stakeholders, with your family, with the people who inspire you. It has never been a better time than now to focus on that. Why? When the relationship is nurtured, when the relationship is finding that you are valuable to them, naturally the product will become easy, all right? Your product right now doesn't matter. What matters is the relationship right now. How do you enhance it? How do you serve? How do you help out? How do you help people to focus on what is right now? Okay, number four is about value, okay? Forget about sales. Forget about selling right now. Sales actually sucks right now. Why? Who wants to be sold right now? By the way, people just naturally don't want to be sold, okay? Then now you're attempting to sell. Naturally, there's going to be what? A resistance. There's going to be a revolt. People don't want to hear any sales stuff right now. However, they want value. All right? Have you thought about that? They want value like crazy. Find a way to consistently provide value. If you're in my business, find a way to give them value. Get out there, give them value. Help them capture, to capture the opportunities that are there right now. So that when things begin to turn around, when they think about the person who was there for them, guess who is going to be the number one there? It's going to be you, okay? They will not, when you give people value, somehow the sale becomes automatic, all right? But if you focus on the sale right now, then you're going to miss the entire point, all right? So now for number 5, right now is a time to focus on opportunities rather than the losses. Look, losses are inevitable. They're going to happen. There's no question about it. But rather than focus on that and put emotional energy in there, pardon me, focus on the opportunities that are there right now. What opportunity has opened up? What opportunity have you always missed? Maybe now is the time to call that person who didn't want the product before, but there's an opportunity to help them right now. What opportunities do you have right now to put people in the room together virtually, not physically, but virtually, and say, guys, I am doing this to be able to what? To help you out. What opportunities have come up for you? All right? Focus on that, and again, reticular activating system will get you to find, hey, there's this opportunity here. I could do this, I could do this, I could do that. All right? Focus on that. Number 6 right now. Okay, what is number 6? Okay? Forget about the future. The future is created now. Forget about the future. Focus on the now. This is crucial. The future is an illusion. All right? We don't know what is going to happen out there. But what we know for sure is what we can do about it today. You become the person who's doing whatever it takes right now so that you can create the better future. Find a way to be present. We teach presence in world-class speakers. The more present you are right now, when you say, okay, what do I need to focus on right now? How do I make progress right now? How do I work on serving my people right now? Focus on the present right now. You'll be surprised what happens for you. All right? Why? You could focus on the future, but you don't know what is going to happen in the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. But everybody has the ability to do something about what is happening now. And that is what you need to do if you're going to transform the anxiety and fear into strategies. Number 7, okay? Number 7, forget about what is missing. Focus on what you got right now, okay? Forget about the missing parts. Focus on what you have right now. Yes, the things that you're missing right now, the things that you don't have. Does it matter? No. Utilize what you have right now, okay? What do we have right now? You got time. What do you have right now? You got attention. Why? People are in their homes, they're bored, they want to kill their husband or wife. Now is the time to distract them. Focus on that rather than say, oh my God, I can move. Oh, I don't know which part of the world you are, but focus on what you got. If you're a leader right now, what do you have? Probably you have the best people who are best concentrated. It's also an opportunity for you to look at, okay, who are those people who are great at working remotely and those who are not. Okay, there's so many people I've spoken to, they don't know what is going on with their teams. Why? Because they're not doing what it takes. Most importantly, they're focusing on what they don't have rather than what they have. All right? Focus on what you have right now and you're going to be okay. Number 8, who you're becoming is more important than who you were. This is crucial, especially in this crisis time. Forget about who you were. It doesn't matter. What is most important right now is who are you becoming? What are you doing to work on yourself to be the kind of person who's going to deserve success when this whole thing gets over? I always, one of the greatest things I've learned in the past 2-3 years is this theory of mythologizing yourself. What happened to me has nothing to do with where I'm going. It could give me a clue of what not to do, but it has nothing to do with it, okay? It doesn't matter where I come from. It doesn't matter who I was yesterday. What matters is what can I do to become a different person? And it is so possible. So right now, your job is to say, hey, who am I becoming? What kind of person do I need to become to be the kind of person who's going to be much more relevant and useful when the time comes, when we go through the crisis? But also during this crisis, the real you has got to step up. When I say the real you, i.e. the person who you know down deep inside, you could become to not just obliterate the competition, but to step up and deliver something amazing. Because like Les Brown says, there's something special inside of you. Maybe now is the time for you to say, you know what? I'm going to brush myself off. I've been feeling a little bit of anxiety. I don't know how it is going to open up there. Remember, the future has nothing to do with it. Right now is where you create it. So focus on who you're becoming rather than who you are. Number 9 right here, let's get laser focused on gratitude, okay? Deliberately focus on gratitude. Why? It is the most awesome unseen power in the world. Gratitude. Focus on gratitude. Take advantage of gratitude. Let me just see what I wrote here, okay? In tough times, we end up screwing up ourselves and our psyche, okay? We end up complaining instead of using that energy. By the way, right now there's going to be a lot of people complaining. Run away from them if you can, all right? Get into a place of being grateful for who you are, what you have. Two things will happen. Number one, there's a different kind of energy that comes out of gratitude. Number two, your focus completely changes on some of the things you can do rather than some of the things you can't do. All right? Get laser focused on gratitude. Be grateful that you're still alive. Be grateful that you can still eat, breathe, and do other things. Now, with that and everything else that I've shared with you from the top, boom, before you know it, things begin to go to the next level. And then, of course, number 10, okay, is forget about the events that happen in your life, because you cannot change the events. This corona thing, you could not have predicted it. You can't change it. Forget about that. Focus on how you're going to not react, but respond. There's a lot of people who are in reaction mode right now. Yes, I'm reacting to this. Oh, what do I got to do now? Hey, forget about it. Have you made some mistakes? Yes. Have you lost out on certain things? Yes. However, forget about all that stuff. Respond to the situation right now and say, okay, what am I going to do different? What do I need to do? By the way, some of you have been cruising, and not just some of you, but even I, there's certain things that I have allowed, I get away with it because it's okay. It doesn't cost me much. Guess what? Now is the time to say, forget about that stuff, okay? The event has happened. I can't help it. However, I can help what is going to happen going forward. I am going to focus on my response, and that response is what? I am going to thrive. I'm going to do something different. And yes, of course, there's always a bonus. Number 11, leverage the quiet time. Leverage this time to rethink, to re-strategize, to cleanse your system, to cleanse your mind. Do some fasting. Do something for both your mind, your soul, but most importantly, get time to really question yourself honestly in the mirror and say, is this it? Can I do better? Is this a time for me to go to the next level? And after asking that, get to work. Do something about it, okay? Get to work and say, hey, this is an opportunity for me. Are you surprised it happened at the beginning of this decade? Maybe now is the time to say, for the next 10 years, everything else changes for me, and this is my opportunity. Now, as usual, I'm going to leave you with a quote here, and I'll say, heroes are born, not during times of ease, but in periods of struggle, strife, and discomfort, okay? This is your time for you to be a hero first for yourself, and then for everybody else who depends on you. This is a time for you to step up, okay? The best companies that are going to thrive are going to have heroic leaders, leaders who are going to be able to take the hard decisions, but the decisions that are going to ensure that everybody else not just survives, but they thrive when we get out of this, okay? Remember, Mandela did not become a hero when he was still out of jail. No, it was when he was still in jail, okay? It is only when you are in a place of discomfort, a place of strife, that the real you steps up, and then heroes are born. So I want you to take this and say, hey, how do I transform my anxieties, my fears and strategies into some progress and achievement? This is how you do it, by following the 11 steps that I've given you here, and I guarantee you things will never be the same for you, but most importantly, you will begin to get some progress, you begin to feel good about yourself, you will stop getting distracted, and you will have that feeling of, you know what, it's going to be okay, all right? And yes, it is going to be okay. It is not necessarily going to be the same ever again, but it's going to be okay. Let us get out there, live strong, live with passion, and know that you have the audacity to live life on your terms, and yes, you will thrive through the corona. Peace.